Hey all, welcome back. In the previous clips, I was explaining about the twisted cube and how it is different. One of the things, just to recap before we move on to the fixing the cube, is about the centers. One noticeable difference between the 3 by 3 and the twisted cube is if you keep the yellow on the top, the centers will have for all the 3 by 3s, the center will have one color and the edges will have two colors. And that the center's color, the center which is one color will determine the color of that entire side, right? So for this is entirely blue, this is entirely red. So the center color is the one that determines, because the edge has two colors, it can be either a red or a blue, whereas the center is always a red here, always a green here. Conversely, or alternatively, if you look at the twisted cube, if you keep the yellow on the top, the center is two color and the edge will be a single color. For the edges that you're talking will be a single color one. So the edges will determine the actual color. So what I would say is, when you look at, let's say, yellow, and then you see the sloping or the slanting upper right slanting portion, that determines the color. So you can look at this and then look at the next color, which is the lower slanting portion, which is again an orange. So in between these two, the edge here will be orange, and that determines this color to be orange. For example, I can show you what has meaning. So if you see this color, so if you look at this, the slanting upper color is the orange, and here it is the again the lower edge, color is the orange. The edge is a single color one, it is an orange. So this will determine that this is edge. This color is going to be, the color of this entire side is going to be orange. So this is a edge with a single color, the center with a two color. Here the center with single color, edges with two colors, right? So keep this difference in mind, that would help you to go over. So what we are going to do now is, as I said, we have already fixed the colors in the right form, and now we are going to invert it. When you look at the inversion, you just remember that the orange, okay, let me show this. The orange, which is the color for the yellow, will be the green when it comes to white. So when you invert it, the orange becomes the green color. So you are focusing on green, and if you want to really focus on orange, you should go to the next color. And what is clockwise in the yellow side, when yellow is on the top, what is clockwise becomes anti-clockwise in white, because white is on the top. The orange will not have a green on the left, rather it will have a blue on the left. If you are keeping the yellow on the top, the orange will be followed with a green on the left, then a red, then a blue. Whereas if you look at the other way, which is the white on the top, the orange will be followed with a blue on the left, then a red. Sorry, then a red. It should be this way, right? Red, then the red should be followed by a green. It's just the reverse. So with this in mind, we are going to keep the white on the top and then go with the Frederick's second algorithm, which is actually to make the white cross and then the white corners. So how you do the white cross? Once you have fixed the colors, which is always the colors that we determine, you go to the orange, keeping the white on the top. This orange should be having the orange with the white, the edge with orange facing you and white on the top is the one that should come here. So look for that piece. That piece is actually here. If you see this, white is here and orange is on the top. So move this piece, and since you want to bring it on the top, I think you can see the 3 by 3 where I have explained you how to bring it. I'm going to just bring it to the right and align this, bring it back. So that way you will have the orange. Now the orange is now aligned. Now go in for the other colors. But as we do normally, in the Frederick method, if you see my first steps, I don't keep the white on the top. Even though I want to get the white on the top, I'll start with yellow on the top but reverse them. So that way it will become easy and then we can fix it. So if you see the orange, now I'm going to align the red color. Without changing the centers, I'm going to align the red color. So if you see the red, it will be like this, where it is, right? So what I do is, again I'm trying to get the red color on the top by aligning this. See, now this is now red on the top, right? Now I go to, so orange next should not be red, so this is incorrect, sorry, it should be blue. Let me do this. Where is the blue? Okay, now orange, then blue. Since you are going to invert it, I'll go ahead with it. Then we will fix where we can fix this. Okay, bring this to the bottom. Take it out. Line this. Just not telling you because I'm actually doing the thing. If you see this, I'm trying to get the red color on the all the colors on the top by inverting them. So if you see this, it's now a yellow cross, I mean the white cross with a yellow, and you will also see that the centers are aligned but they are not matching. So if you do a F2 one after the other and then rotate all the fields, all the colors, all the sides down, you will get a matching. So now you got the white cross and the centers are also aligned. Now you need to again check whether your clockwise anti-clockwise is right. As I said, you start with an orange. Since yellow is on the bottom now, white is on the top, orange should follow blue, and you see the centers are slanting in that fashion. So the orange is going on the left hand side, it is blue, then the blue is followed with a red, red with a green, green with the orange again, and you also see the edges matching. So now we are keeping it right. So what you need to do next is you should look at the corners. The corners already you know that it's determined based on the colors that are in the center. So for this case it is blue and a blue, it should be blue, but if you see the top, it's a blue and it followed by a orange. So this corner should be blue and orange with a white, which is here. This is blue and red, sorry, this is blue and orange, right? So bring it down and then move it to the place which is the buffer pivot position, and then keep it there. So now this is in the right pivot. You have the blue and the orange that should come here because it's blue and it is orange here. This should be a blue, orange, white. So that is here. So I'll not explain this. You can see the other one. I'm just going to go ahead and do what you can do to bring this on the top, and you will see now it is aligned. Now the blue is followed by blue, orange and white, which is in the right place. Now look for this. This is orange and this is green. Orange, green, white. Look for that. It is here. So if you see that orange, green and white, move it to the buffer position. This is your pivot and this is your buffer, and you can move it. Since it is facing you, you will do a D prime, R prime, D, R. So you will see this, it has come to the place. Now this is already aligned, which is green and red. Green, red, white is already aligned. Now we are left with only one piece. So for this, again it is red, blue and white, which is what it is, red, blue and white, right? So this is already in the pivot position. You just need to R prime, D prime, R, D. So now you have got, you see this is already aligned in the right way, right? Now if you look on the top, you may not get the correct. So if you see that the yellow is the orange that is slanting, it orange on the left hand side goes to green, green goes to red, red goes to blue. So it is correctly aligned, but the edges are not matching. Our next step would be to get the edges, which I'll explain in a short time. Till then, let's take a break.